On the news, relatives of Abuja Kaduna train abductees issue 72-hour ultimatum to federal government. APC Chairman Abdullahi Adamu resigns from Senate. And federal government declares Friday and Monday public holidays. We're glad to have you join us for news now. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Gunmen have reportedly hijacked 2 commercial buses with passengers in Rivers State. The buses were allegedly hijacked along Degema, Buguma and Abonema Road on East-West Road in Rivers State. The Rivers Police Command is however yet to confirm the incident, but locals say the development has caused tension in the area. Also, the whereabouts of the passengers and the buses are still unknown. Families and relatives of the kidnapped victims of the Kaduna-bound train attack have issued the federal government a 72-hour ultimatum to ensure the release of their loved ones in captivity. They gave the ultimatum on Monday after a meeting, reiterating that if the government fails to do so, they will take a decision on how to rescue their relatives on their own. The attack, which occurred on March 28 at Dutse Forest in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State, left 8 people killed and 26 others injured, while scores of passengers went missing, suspected to have been abducted by the bandits. Abdul Fattah Jimo, who spoke on behalf of the families, said they want the government to dialogue with the bandits as they have demanded in a recent viral video. The federal government has declared Friday, April 15 and Monday, April 18, 2022 as public holidays to mark the celebration of Easter. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, made this known in a statement on Tuesday, while urging Christians to emulate the attributes of sacrifice, togetherness, forgiveness as exemplified by Jesus Christ. He asked them to pray for an end to the insecurity bedeviling this country. The minister, however, assured that the federal government will do everything within its power to ensure that the recent attacks are brought to an end. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed optimism that Nigeria's bid to expand its maritime territory under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea is fully on course. President Buhari said this when he received the progress report from the high-powered Presidential Committee on Nigeria's Extended Continental Shelf Project on Tuesday in Abuja. The president also assured the committee of his full support to Nigeria's submission to the United Nations for the additional maritime area. He thereafter commended the committee on the progress made so far and the dedication invested on the work within a period of time.
This type of project, where Nigeria will gain additional territory without conflict, has never happened before in our lifetime. It is my intention to support the submission to the United Nations for additional maritime area in accordance with the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, to claim for Nigeria every bit of space that she deserves under United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. It is pleasing to know that most wars that have taken place in the world since time immemorial, including present times, have always been territorial, and Nigeria has this one and only chance to gain territory without war, litigation, or purchase. More so when this territory lies within the area dubbed as the Golden Triangle in the Gulf of Guinea, which contains unquantifiable resources, some of which have not even been discovered. I wish to inform the committee that I am happy with the progress you have made so far and the amount of work and dedication that you invested to reach this stage within this short time.
And now to education. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, has asked the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to discuss concerns on their ongoing strike with the Ministry of Education. He said this on Monday after the meeting with the renegotiation committee in Abuja. Ngige said as a conciliator, he has been pushing to see that everything contained in the 2022 Memorandum of Understanding reached with the government was implemented. The academics are seeking improved welfare, revitalization of public universities and academic autonomy, among other demands. Well, to discuss this further, Oriyomi Ogunwale, team lead, Edu Planner, joins me now. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, one major demand of ASU is the payment of university revitalization funds, which amounts to about 1.1 trillion naira. Now, the government has said it doesn't have that fund, to pay such an amount. Now, what do you make of this?
I think it is unsincere from the government angle to say these funds are not available. We all know if a project is important to the government, she always finds a way out to ensure that these funds are released. We know about loans, we know about different programs they've been back on. So why not education? Education is important for us in Nigeria, as a nation, it's a developing economy. And we look at the attitude of government towards education so far. For this administration, I must say it has been poor. And from the Minister of Labour, there are always different reasons flying around every day since the ASU strike began. For over 50 days now, that ASU has been on strike, demanding for an agreement they signed in 2009. And then you look at the fact that a payment of 1.3 trillion was agreed, and only 200 billion has been the largest tranche of this amount that has been released so far, which was done by the previous administration. Now you look at it that this administration being in its 7th year, and what it has shown forth is to dilly-dally, to not ensure that these payments are released. It shows unseriousness. And for me, like, if the government is not ready to actually take ownership of universities' risk funds, allow them manage their affairs. Maybe at this time we might not have the situation of ASU going on strike from time to time. Let us put these universities out there. Let us allow them manage their affairs, and then the government can stand as a regulatory body in terms of direction, policy, management, all. But for us to continue to try the same thing year in, year out, from our analysis, every 2 years, ASU goes on strike. This is something that is destroying the lives of youth, the lives of young Nigerians. We have over 1.8 million. So what I think the government needs to do is they need to be able to answer university education and allow universities autonomy to take force so that we can stop the recurring trend of ASU strike that happens every 2 years.
Now, another issue is the integrated payroll and personnel information system, which has refused to use, having proposed an alternative payroll system. Now, how do you think these two parties now can find a middle ground?
I think there's UTAS, which is the University Transparency System, for example, and there's IPPIS. And when you look at the way the education universities function, you discover that the way they are paid is not like the average civil servant. And that is what ASU is fighting. And what the federal government has put forth as the argument is about the integrity test of UTAS itself. But ASU has always called the bluff of the federal government to say, okay, these are the issues. You are saying UTAS is failing the test. Why don't you release the results to the general public? Or if not, what are the issues? Let us resolve it, and you can take us through the system. So we have to understand that the education on its own is a sector on its own. So universities also have to be able to have this autonomy to make their own decisions on their own. And it goes back to the first discussion we had earlier. It's about control at the end of the day. The government will play a better role in university education when it adopts regulation, policy regulations, and they can serve as a policy regulator. Any university that is not meeting up with the standard, they can clamp it down. But to say you want to control and not release funds, and at the same time, the government wants to make the university system use the IPIS, which has been riddled with corruption, which has been riddled with non-early payment of staffs. So what about other payment that could be made, which is what ASU is fighting for? But what I think is the middle ground here is that I think the federal government can budge a little on this issue to allow the integrity test that it has been clamoring for to be done on returns. And then when there's a system, it's all about the federal government still controlling it at the end of the day. Just that this time around, ASU university system can be in charge of understand the system. What we must appreciate about ASU at this stage is that remaining labor force that can hold the government to account in Nigeria today. And it is very important. I think these are the last line of defense for education in Nigeria. Once this falls apart, I think that's the end. The federal government is not doing
Mr. Oriyomi Ogunwale, I'm sorry, is this much you can take on the topic, but thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you. Well, moving on, the newly elected national chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, Abdullahi Adamu, and his deputy, Abubakar Kyari, have formally resigned their membership of the Senate. Their resignation was contained in a letter sent to the upper chamber and read by Senate President Hamad Lawan during Tuesday's legislative proceedings. Before their emergence as APC leaders, both Adamu and Kyari represented Nasarawa West and Borno North senatorial districts of Nasarawa and Borno State, respectively.
Your Excellency, letter of resignation from the 9th Senate. I would utmost respect and appreciation informing you that consequent upon my victory as national chairman at the just concluded convention of our great party, the All Progressives Congress APC, on the 26th of March 2022, I hereby formally resign as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District with effect from 1st April 2022. I feel a sense of duty and obligation to convey through this letter my appreciation for the cooperation and guidance I received from you as chairman of the National Assembly throughout my official and private association with you. Distinguished Senator Abubakar Kyari, Chairman Senate Committee on Federal Capital Territory, representing Borno Senatorial District. Your Excellency, letter of resignation. I'm writing formally to inform Your Excellency of my resignation from the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as the Senator representing Borno Senatorial District. This is as a result of my victory at the convention of our party, the All Progressives Congress APC, on the 26th of March 2022, where I emerged as the Deputy National Chairman North. I am humbled by the fact that my constituents have repeatedly reposed their trust in me to be their voiced advocate for their economic, social, and political rights. I will never forget my distinguished colleagues and the staff of Senate committees, Chamber, and the National Assembly have met, the relationships I've built and developed over the 7 years of my stay as a senator.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo will on Tuesday evening host senators on the platform of the All Progressives Congress APC to iftar, the Muslims' breaking of fast. This was contained in a letter of invitation read by President of the Senate Hamad Lawan during Tuesday's plenary. Also, Osinbajo is to meet with members of the All Progressives Congress caucus in the House of Representatives at the banquet hall of the presidential villa for the breaking of the Ramadan fast on Wednesday. The dinner comes one day after the Vice President declared his intention to run for president in 2023.
The President of the Senate announcement, invitation of the Senate APC caucus to iftar/dinner. Iftar is the breaking of fast. The Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, has invited all the single senators of the All Progressives Congress APC caucus to an iftar dinner.
Lawmaker representing Abia North Senatorial District and the Chief Whip of the Nigerian Senate says it will contest for the seat of the presidency on the condition that the APC ticket is zoned to the southeast. Speaking to reporters before resumption of plenary on Tuesday, the lawmaker said he is not desperate to clinch the #1 seat, but wants the south is considered in the zoning arrangements. Kali further explained that consultations are ongoing in the ruling party as regards to the 2023 presidency and consensus candidates.
I have told Nigerians that if this thing is zoned to the southeast, I'm already a candidate. But how do you become a candidate? But with provision that they should zone it to southeast and micro-zone it even to my village if it's possible. Because I'm not desperate, but I'm anxious to change the way living and the economy of Nigeria. If they zone it to southeast, I'm a #1 candidate. There are only 2 zones that have never been president in Nigeria, the northeast and the southeast. So if they bring it to my zone, I'm capable. I have everything it takes to deliver APC to the victor.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson to be fined over lockdown violations. Details of the story and more right after this break. Welcome back. Now here is a reminder of some of our top stories tonight. Gunmen have reportedly hijacked 2 commercial buses with passengers in Rivers State. The Rivers Police Command is however yet to confirm the incident, but locals say the development has caused tension in the area. Also, the whereabouts of the passengers and the buses are still unknown. We also told you that families and relatives of the kidnapped victims of the Kaduna-bound train attack have issued the federal government 72 hours ultimatum to ensure the release of their loved ones in captivity. They gave the ultimatum on Monday after a meeting, reiterating that if the government fails to do so, they would take a decision on how to rescue their relatives on their own. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletin, for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Finance Minister Rishi Sunak are to be fined for breaching COVID-19 lockdown laws in what has become known as the Partygate scandal. The announcement came after London's Metropolitan Police said they have issued more than 50 fines over the parties without disclosing the number or identities of those being fined. The leader of the opposition Labour Party, Keir Starmer, swiftly called for the 2 most senior members of the government to resign. Bereaved families of victims of the COVID-19 pandemic also called on Johnson to resign. The Botswana Health Ministry says it has detected a new lineage of the COVID-19 Omicron variant. The new subvariant has already been detected in 3 other countries and on 4 people in Botswana. The 4 people were fully vaccinated and had been experiencing mild symptoms. So far, no conclusions have been made to establish whether this subvariant is more transmittable than the known Omicron variant. Well, we'll take another short break here and return with more stories and business. To stay with us.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Welcome back. Simi Saladigun joins us now for more stories and business. Over to you, Simi.
Thank you, Folashade. Welcome to business. As a result of the Russia-Ukraine war, the European Union, EU, has continued to mount pressure on Nigeria to ramp up its gas supply to Europe. The EU delegation to Nigeria made this known during a visit to the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, Mele Kyari. Speaking on behalf of the group, the EU Ambassador to Nigeria, Samuela Isopi, said as a result of the current geopolitical situation in Europe, the continent was interested in strengthening its cooperation with Nigeria, particularly in the area of possible increase in the supplies of liquefied natural gas (LNG). Responding, Kyari assured the European delegation that the company would continue to deepen its historical relationship with EU, particularly towards increasing gas supply to the global market and enhancing domestic gas utilization. We'll go on a short break and be back with Stock Markets Report. Trading activities continued on bullish sentiment on Tuesday, inching up further by 0.72% as investors gained 181.73 billion naira, maintaining positive posture from Monday. Today's positive trading led all share index to close at 47,205.03 basis points, leaving market capitalization standing at 25.5 trillion naira. Mixed sentiments are expected in the coming days as investors continue to monitor economic trends. 111 equities participated in trading today, ending with 32 gainers and 13 losers. Chemical and Allied Products PLC CAP and Namath International Pharma led the gainers group. Both equities gained 12 naira 36 kobo. On the losing side, Academy Press came out last, followed by Caverton Offshore Support Group, ending with a combined 2 naira 62 kobo loss. At the end of Tuesday's trading, 245 million volume of shares valued at 4.5 billion naira exchanged hands in 5,832 deals. Over to our select global stocks now. Despite some decent UK employment numbers, including oil and mining stocks, the FTSE opened and closed on a decline of 0.55%. US Dow Jones stocks opened higher and closed in the green on Tuesday after the release of national inflation data that suggests the worst may be over on rising prices front. It closed positive at 0.72%. Meanwhile, Japan's Nikkei also closed negative at 1.81%. The inflation story is different in China as dynamics imply a continued margin pressure on Chinese corporates. That's all on the stock market report. Back to you, Folashade.
Many thanks, Simi. And on the foreign scene, multiple people were shot in a Brooklyn subway station on Tuesday morning, and several undetonated devices were also found. According to the Fire Department of New York, 13 people have been transported to area hospitals. The FDNY said they were called to the 36th Street subway station in Brooklyn Sunset Park neighborhood for a smoked condition at about 8:30 a.m. There, multiple people were found shot and the devices were discovered. Well, up next is Entertainment Reporter News Now.
The United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF has withdrawn its scam alert issued against Nollywood actress Nkechi Blessing's ex-lover and politician Opeyemi Falegun. Falegun had claimed to be on a fundraising drive for the people of Ukraine with his charity organization ODF Foundation in collaboration with UNICEF. The Nigerian arm of the organization thereafter debunked the claim, tagging it a scam. Meanwhile, the Nigerian branch of UNICEF has now made a U-turn by deleting the scam alert post and disclosed that the alert was issued because Falegun tried to promote his charity organization while raising funds in the name of UNICEF. In response, Falegun has threatened a lawsuit against UNICEF over the allegation and has described UNICEF's scam alert as gross irresponsibility. Nigerian music star JJ's Skills has played out the report of a major crisis rocking his marriage. The music veteran's son had earlier dragged the stepmother on TikTok. The music veteran's post came hours after it was reported that he had moved out of his home following issues with his wife, Funke Akindele Bello. JJ's Skills penned a message which indicated that all is well in his home. His son Benito hinted about the rumors being true after he commented on a TikTok post that reported about the crisis in the Bello's home. According to the young man, the actress is not who many people believe she is. The young man has since disabled all his social media pages except his YouTube channel. And that is all that we have for you on the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment and now to sports, President of the Nigeria Football Federation and member of the FIFA Council, Amaji Pinnick, has been appointed into a new role within the World Football Body Governing Bodies Working Group. In a letter dated 11th April, the NFF boss was informed that he has been nominated by the President of CAF, Joseph Motsepe, to be part of the newly established Working Group on Normalization Committees. Motsepe, in the letter, expressed confidence in Pinnick's ability to positively contribute to the normalization committees. And it's a wrap on our news bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.